Brett Law was the last one to see Heidi Allen the morning she vanished, on Easter Sunday, 1994. Brett claimed it had been a picture-perfect morning. As Heidi drove to work the morning she disappeared, she was playing the song Trouble by Travis Tritt. He had claimed he followed behind her in his Bronco. Brett claims he left around 6:30 a.m., only after the store owner's grandmother had made her way into the store early that morning. In 1994, Brett made no mention of knowledge that Allen was a confidential drug informant, or that he had been present the night Allen was signed up with Officer Curtis and Officer Van Patten. Brett Law, in fact, mentioned absolutely nothing in regards to almost 2 years of Allen being a CI. He could think of no enemies that would want to harm Allen. At approximately 7:30 a.m., a gentleman named Frank Lombardo, a witness, contradicts Brett's sworn testimony. He contacted authority and notified them that at 7:30 a.m. as he passed D&W's store, he spotted 2 vehicles in the parking lot of the store, one being Brett Law's Ford Bronco and the second vehicle being a red Ford truck, owned by the original prime suspect Daniel Barney. He also saw a third vehicle parked on the west side of the store. When Allen vanished, Sheriff Nellis claimed with no enemies, there was no direction to go in. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Sheriff Nellis felt she was lured from the store, snagged and thrown in a vehicle on 104 or 104B. In a 1994 interview, Brett claims he felt it was someone Allen knew and trusted. This person got around the corner, behind the counter somehow, he said, and started a conversation with Allen and grabbed her. By June of 1995, Brett took a job in Albany. I will quote him, "I was basically hiding from the whispers that Heidi was dead, from the news stories and the constant attention for being Allen's boyfriend. The hotel room in Albany became his refugee away from home." Brett concluded his story with, "I felt powerless, and it's like watching Heidi get beat up and there was nothing I could do." Several decades later, Brett is requesting OD, this time changing his story. Brett claimed that Allen feared a man who was in and out of jail. A cokehead, he said, "She told me that someone had turned this man in. She was real loyal to me," Brett said, but he was not sure if Heidi had reported this individual. "She always had a crush on me, but I told her I would take her on a date if she got away from these people." What people, Brett? Your friends? Your schoolyard buddies? Christine Duell, the store owner, claimed the morning Allen vanished she could not breathe. She had seen Brett that morning after Allen disappeared, and that Brett was not distraught, he was calm, normal, and that he showed no emotion for someone whose girlfriend of 2 years was missing. Brett Law's newly recorded conversation confirms a multitude of people. Brian Mensch claimed that Officer Van Patten, the very officer who signed Allen as an informant at a local drug bar, was schoolyard friends and brought up idle chit-chat of a young CI in the New Haven area that had been reporting local drug dealers. He warned them a huge drug bust was looming. Right after this police officer exposed her, 18-year-old Heidi Allen vanished. A multitude of witnesses can confirm Heidi Allen did fear a coke dealer and was asked to report local coke dealers. Brett claims the sheriffs were pressuring Heidi to do so. Brett Law has an hour missing on Easter morning 1994. He has since requested an attorney and refuses to speak to anyone by the advice of his lawyer. You would have thought Brett Law, being one of the last people to see Heidi Allen, he would have been the #1 prime suspect. Brett Law has not been spoken to since. I wonder if Brett Law feels powerless still, as his perfect lying world is now being shaken.